President Joe Biden's top envoy for Mideast negotiations on Wednesday touted additional progress in talks with Hezbollah in an effort to bring the spreading conflict to an end. He said he would next visit Israel to try to bring this to a close before Biden leaves office.
We're going to work with the incoming administration. We are already going to be discussing this with them. They will be fully aware of everything that we're doing. As President Biden said, there will be an orderly transfer of power, and I don't think that will be an issue here.
Some U.S. legislators argue the key is to cut off the flow of U.S. weapons to Israel.
The United States of America is complicit in these atrocities. That complicity must end.
Through all this talk, conflict continues, with a rocket from Lebanon striking this Israeli kindergarten on Wednesday. Hezbollah's Secretary General was cautious in his assessment of negotiations.
Do we expect these negotiations to produce a ceasefire and the cessation of aggression quickly? No one can guarantee that, because the issue is linked to the Israeli response and to Netanyahu's seriousness. But let it be clear, we are negotiating under two conditions: the condition of a complete and comprehensive cessation of aggression, and the second condition is preserving Lebanon's sovereignty, which means that it is not allowed for the Israeli to violate and kill and enter whenever it wants.
Also Wednesday, the U.S. used its veto power at the United Nations Security Council to thwart a resolution calling for an immediate, unconditional, and permanent ceasefire in Gaza because it did not provide for the release of Israeli hostages held by Hamas as a precondition.
Simply put, this resolution would have sent a dangerous message to Hamas. There's no need to come back to the negotiating table. Hamas would have seen it as a vindication of its cynical strategy to hope and pray the international community forgets about the fate of more than 100 hostages from more than 20 member states who have been held for 410 days.
Israeli officials on Wednesday also demanded the freedom to strike Hezbollah even under a developing ceasefire deal.
We cannot pay the price in our security and the security of our citizens for their lack of sovereignty or concessions on the sovereignty. And therefore, in any agreement we will reach, we will need to keep the freedom of to act if there will be violations.
Analysts say it's not clear how this will end, and stress that because Hezbollah is funded by Iran, Tehran could always jam up the deal.
So I can imagine a situation that they said, yes, we're with you, but we just have a few technical concerns, and those technical concerns turn out to be big conceptual divides. We just don't know at this point.
Media on the ground say the draft agreement would remove Israeli ground forces from Lebanon and push Hezbollah forces farther from the Israeli border. More Lebanese troops and UN peacekeepers will be sent to the buffer zone in southern Lebanon as part of the deal. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.